So in light of World Mental Health Day coming up, we wanted to take a little bit of time to become a little bit more aware of certain things in our life. And something that is so regular for us all is our food and our eating patterns. And today I wanted to be able to discuss with you guys what are some of the benefits that we can experience from a healthier and efficient mindfulness in our eating patterns. It can be difficult at times, but today I want to be able to help invite you to share and reflect on what your relationship is with your nutrition and with your food. And hopefully I can give you some tips that are also going to help you with your practice and find new ways to have a good relationship with your food. So it's often not the foods itself that we have a problem with, it's the relationships that we have with these foods that become more of a strenuous and an unnerving feeling. So I want to invite you to also ask yourself, is it a food? Maybe it's for you, I want to have no bread, I want to have no chocolate. Try to not define those foods themselves as the problem. Try to think about what your relationship is with that food. Maybe ask yourself beforehand, why do I want to have that? And also, what is it going to give me after? Is it an emotional satisfaction? Is it a filling satisfaction? So we're going to talk about different ways to become more mindful with our eating patterns. And I'm going to be discussing a few different things that you can take into your practice that I hope will help guide you a little bit more with each of those meals. So you're probably asking yourself, okay, nice Sam, but how am I going to find ways to also practice this mindful eating patterns with yourself? So one of the first things that you can start to do is slow down. Slow down that pace. Take a moment where you can actually find a nice moment, put your phone to the side, relax your mind of all of your other thoughts, and just take a moment to actually savor that meal that you're actually enjoying. Of course, you might be on the go sometimes, but the more often that you can, make it a moment of something special just for you as well. You'll be able to taste it and enjoy it so much more, I promise. And also something that's important, and a nice way to also become more mindful of also what you're putting in, is make what you're eating exciting. You know, we eat with our eyes, we like to see colors and pretty shapes on our plate, so fill your plate with things that spark joy for you. Whatever that means, maybe it means you want some red cabbage in there for a little extra color. Whatever that is, take a moment to also evaluate what you are actually seeing and also maybe what you're smelling. All of our senses are going to be part of how we become mindful with our eating. So don't forget to actually smell those aromas of the foods that you're also going to be able to enjoy in just a moment's time. Also, being able to slow down means that you also take more time to also chew your food. Taste the food, feel the textures in your mouth and the sensations that you have when you're actually enjoying that food, not just when we're getting it in and trying to put something into our system. Part of that also means that we have to consider what is our mental state before and after a meal. Are you feeling rushed? Are you feeling stressed? Are you feeling uncomfortable, anxiety, whatever that is before? What are those emotions leading you to do when it comes to your choices of food? Are you maybe in a better place? Maybe you also enjoy that feeling of being able to enjoy something with a big meal, but also then reflecting after, when you have a healthy meal, how does that make you feel after? And then maybe how does it feel after you had this big cheat meal? How does your body respond to that as well? So take the time to be mindful about all of these different factors and senses that are a part of each experience in every meal. To be mindful could also mean perhaps being considerate of the journey that your food has also gone on to arrive on your plate. We are more conscious nowadays of where our food is coming from, whether it's been a plant-based or a grass-fed. And those things are also important to be mindful of when it comes to our nutrition. Of course, it's not something that we each have to choose, but discuss it with yourself. What is important for you and what other value you can add to your food as opposed to it just being some form of substance that we put into our body. It's so much more of a journey before, during, and after, so don't skip a beat. So all of these different tools and tricks are ways to find new practices in our relationship with our food. We often underestimate the value that our food and our regular routine of it also has on our mental health. It's so often that we can beat ourselves up or put ourselves on this never-ending diet trend or cycle of expecting something from ourselves or how many calories. And although that might be necessary for certain athletes or different phases in your path, it's also not something that can control us or that can take over our mental health and allow that to then take us to a negative place as opposed to an even better place in our life. It's something that is regularly there, breakfast, lunch, dinner, day in, day out. It is part of your routine. It is part of your necessary needs as a person. So don't ignore it. Be mindful of it. Take the time to practice it. Maybe that means getting a food journal for yourself. Maybe that just means taking more time to prepare in the kitchen. Whatever that means for you, be able to create new joys and new sensations when it comes to your time with your food and your nutrition. So I invite you to take this time to ask yourself, what are you going to do to move forward to build a strong relationship with yourself? We want to be there for you guys, and we're going to make sure that we have enough information and recipes and new different ideas on how we can look at our nutrition. So please be sure to come back, check out our nutrition section on our PPGYT. We got recipes for the breakfast, lunch, interviews coming along. If you have maybe any other questions that you want to reach out about, leave those comments here below. Give us a like, a subscribe, all that good stuff. And we hope to see you guys soon at our next what? At our next what?